He was just a teacher, guiding children in a quiet desert town, unnoticed by all. Until Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson unlocked his final lesson. Who was this man, and why did he rise to fight for justice? Stay tuned. This tale will keep you riveted. It's Friday, July 25th, 2025, 10:51 a.m., plus 300. The sun blazes over Zagora, a remote desert town in Morocco, its golden sands stretching endlessly under a clear sky. Inside a modest schoolhouse with adobe walls and a weathered roof, Youssef El Amrani, 53, stands at a chalkboard, his flowing caftan rustling softly as he writes. His face is etched with deep lines, his dark eyes carrying a quiet wisdom, his hands steady from years of teaching. The classroom buzzes with the chatter of young students, boys and girls in simple tunics, absorbed in their lessons. Villagers know him as the dedicated teacher who educates their children, but no one ventures to ask about his past. He's simply Youssef. Youssef pauses, adjusting his glasses, and glances at a small radio on his desk, its static breaking with news of terrorist activity in the desert, armed cells, recent raids. A shadow crosses his face, quickly masked as he resumes a lesson, flipping through a worn textbook. Behind an old bookshelf in the corner, a concealed compartment hides relics of his former life. Encrypted code sheets, a silenced pistol, and a smokescreen device, secrets locked away, unnoticed by all. The following afternoon, a rugged off-road vehicle rumbles into Zagara, its tires crunching against the sandy streets. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson steps out, his imposing figure drawing gasps from the townsfolk, part of a global documentary tour to document the lives of retired warriors, commandos, assassins, agents. Dressed in a lightweight black shirt, cargo pants, and desert boots, he carries a camera crew, their equipment glinting in the sunlight. Children rush forward, wide-eyed, while elders nod in respect. Youssef, overseeing a geography lesson, hears the commotion and steps outside, offering a reserved nod. "Welcome," he says, his voice calm, yet carrying a hint of reserve. Dwayne approaches, the dry desert air filling his lungs, and watches Youssef engage with his students, pointing to a map with quiet authority. He notices the man's sharp mind and the faint scars peeking from his sleeves. This guy's got a story, he thinks, his curiosity piqued. Youssef hands him a small leather-bound notebook, its pages filled with handwritten notes and sketches, a token of his teaching life. Dwayne thanks him, intrigued by the depth in Youssef's steady gaze, and signals his crew to begin filming as the village buzzes with excitement. Night falls and chaos descends. A terrorist cell storms the school, masked gunmen breaking through the gates, their rifles gleaming under the moonlight. They seize classrooms, taking students hostage and converting the building into a makeshift base, their shouts echoing with threats. Gunfire punctuates the stillness, police sirens faint and far off. Youssef, preparing tomorrow's lesson in his classroom, hears the disturbance and peers out the window. A terrorist bursts in, aiming an AK-47, ordering him to stay put under pain of death. Youssef reacts with surprising agility. Grabbing an eraser, he hurls it at the thug's face, distracting him long enough to knock the rifle aside with a swift kick. As more terrorists flood the corridor, he moves to the bookshelf, prying open the hidden compartment with a steady hand. Inside, he finds encrypted code sheets, a silenced pistol, and a smokescreen device, tools from his covert days. Arming himself, he springs into action, firing a silenced shot to disable one attacker, activating the smokescreen to obscure the hallway, and engaging in close combat to clear a path. He ushers terrified students to safety behind the teacher's desk, his breath heavy, heart racing. Dwayne, watching from outside with his crew, mutters, "This man's a fighter," his admiration deepening as he prepares to join the fray. With police reinforcements arriving to subdue the terrorists, the school is secured, and the village begins to calm. Dwayne enters the classroom, finding Youssef tending to a shaken student, his hands steady despite the tension in his posture. He sets his camera down, leaning against a desk with a warm smile. "Youssef," he says, "that wasn't just teaching skill. What's with those weapons?" Youssef stiffens, his eyes dropping to the silenced pistol still in his hand, now resting on the desk. "Old relics," he murmurs, his voice tight, but Dwayne presses gently. "Come on, those scars. That fight. There's a story there. I want to know it." Youssef exhales slowly, the weight of his past rising to the surface. He sets the pistol aside and meets Dwayne's gaze. "During a conflict," he begins, his voice low and measured, "I was an intelligence operative, posing as a teacher. My cover was blown, my team ambushed, died because I couldn't warn them. I've lived with that shame ever since." Dwayne listens intently, noting the pain etched into Youssef's features, the resilience beneath his guilt, and a plan begins to form in his mind to help this man find redemption. Youssef's confession lingers with Dwayne over the next few days. He returns to the school with a canteen of water, finding Youssef grading papers in the early morning light, the classroom still bearing the scars of the raid. "Youssef," he says, setting the canteen down, "you saved those kids that night. Why keep it hidden?" Youssef pauses, his pen hovering over a student's essay, and turns to face him. "Because every fight," he replies, his voice cracking, "brings back their voices. My team, lost because I failed. Shame keeps me teaching, not fighting." Dwayne nods, his expression thoughtful and empathetic. "Maybe this town needs that fight now. You can protect them. Turn that shame into strength." Youssef looks away, his skepticism evident, but Dwayne's words stir a flicker of hope. That night, alone in the classroom, he opens the compartment again, pulling out a crumpled code sheet with faded handwriting, his team's last mission plan, and tears well up as memories of betrayal and loss flood back. A week later, on August 1st, 2025, a Knowledge and Safety Day is announced. Dwayne and Youssef transform the school into a community hub, setting up tables with books, maps, and local crafts under a canopy of strung lights. Villagers gather, children playing games, elders sharing oral histories, the air filled with the scent of mint tea and baked bread. Dwayne calls Youssef to a makeshift stage, his voice carrying over the crowd as he recounts the teacher's tale. The intelligence past, the team's loss, the school fight. "This man," he declares, his tone both commanding and warm, "turned wisdom into a weapon for us all." The townsfolk erupt in applause, some approaching Youssef with grateful embraces and whispered thanks. He steps forward, clutching the code sheet, his voice shaky but firm. "Justice and learning are for everyone. I do this for them, for my team." Dwayne collaborates with local police to dismantle the terrorist cell's network, then launches a safety fund to protect the town, rallying the community around Youssef. The school emerges as a symbol of resilience, its halls echoing with renewed purpose. By August 28, 2025, the town thrives with a strengthened sense of unity. Knowledge and Safety Day's impact lingers, with locals organizing literacy programs and security patrols. Yusef continues teaching, his scars a silent testament to his past, but his demeanor now carries a quiet pride. Duane visits to say goodbye, presenting him with a leather-bound journal engraved with sage. "This is yours," he says, his eyes reflecting pride and respect. Yusef takes it, his fingers tracing the inscription, whispering, "Thank you," as emotion tightens his throat. The narrative closes with the town's resilience solidified, Yusef's redemption shaping a safer, more educated future. Duane's voiceover seals it. True wisdom rises from loss, illuminating hope for all. Yusef El Amrani proves that. Have you ever met a hidden hero like Yusef? Someone who turned pain into purpose? Share their story in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. If this tale inspired you, hit that subscribe button, like, and share to keep these stories alive. Join us next time for another epic journey with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.